everyone. Does anyone here have a tissue? A lot of you do, right? Have you ever wondered how something as seemingly insignificant as a tissue could save the world? Well, I have. I have seen plants and animals suffer through climate change, and today I'm going to talk about different causes, effects, and solutions when it comes to climate change. You're probably wondering, how's having tissues in our pockets related to saving the world? Well, let's go back through a story of me driving on the highway to Shanghai, which explains why I'm here today. It's about a 3-hour drive to Shanghai. The trip is quite boring. On the way to Shanghai, we passed by factories that burn fossil fuels. I got really curious about them, seeing the thick gray smoke floating up into the air in stark contrast to the usual blanket white sky. I asked my parents where it was, and they told me it was a factory that burned fossil fuels. We spent the next 3 hours talking about how burning fossil fuels release greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, which traps heat in the air, eventually leading to climate change. At first, I didn't have an idea of how serious the problem was until I began researching information for my grade 5 exhibition. When the Earth warms up, the ice melts, and what happens to the animals that live on ice? They become homeless. Polar bears are having a really hard life, trying to survive where their homes are melted, and their food sources are decreasing. Their population is continually lowering. Oh, and did you know that when ice melts, it becomes water? Obviously, everybody knows that. And did you know that our planet is most covered in water? 70% of this planet is covered in water, which is ocean. And what happens when you add 2 cups of water together? The water will rise up. See? You're smart enough to know that when ice melts, it becomes part of the ocean, and the total amount of water on the planet will rise up whenever ice melts. If the sea level keeps rising, everybody's going to be drowned underwater soon. So it's not only the animals are dying, we are slowly dying as well. Our planet is not only getting warmer, it is also getting wetter. We often think how humid it feels outside. It feels hot, uncomfortable. It makes our skin feel sticky. That muggy feeling is caused by a high amount of water vapor in the air. Warmer air holds more water. In fact, Professor O. German from MIT School of Science found that humidity rises about 3.5% for every degree Fahrenheit rises. The higher the humidity, the harder it is for our body to cool off by sweating, which will not only be uncomfortable, but will also increase health risk from exhaustion, fainting, and even life-threatening heat stroke. You also probably noticed that it seems to be getting rainy on Earth. How many times have you heard in the past few years somebody saying, "Why is it raining again? I hate this weather." It doesn't seem to be getting rainier. It is getting rainier. So if you're the ones who were complaining about the weather earlier, then I'm telling you that this is what happens when you waste paper and you don't take care of our planet. Well, anyway, why is it getting rainier? Because if a storm starts and there's more water vapor in the air, more rain will fall during that storm. Stronger storms and more rain is not just like you didn't bring an umbrella and you're getting all wet. It's way more serious than that. It can cause hurricanes, disasters, and floods that make people lose their houses and their lives. Maybe you didn't suffer yet, so this problem doesn't seem really scary to you. But let me share some facts. In the 2017 hurricane Coast. 60 inches. That's 5 2-liter soda bottles stacked on top of each other. This even higher than me. MIT's Professor Carey has calculated that as recently as the 1990s, the state of Texas had only 1% of seeing a storm with that much rain in a given year. But now, the chances are closer to 6%. What is causing climate change? Remember I mentioned earlier about tissues saving the world? Tissues and papers are both made from trees. And trees are plants. Plants are visual for our lives as they breathe in carbon dioxide that is harmful to us and the atmosphere while giving out oxygen which we need to survive. However, trees are cut at alarming rates to make spaces for houses, communities, and products like papers. Less trees will cause more carbon dioxide, which is the leading reason why our planet is getting warmer. Also, we use non-renewable energy like fossil fuels and gasoline. All these energies produce harmful chemicals and are produced through digging into our earth. Most governments, sadly, give money to companies to produce more instead of spending that money to develop clean energy technology. We are destroying our planet just for greed and to keep wealth in the hands of a few. Now, it's the most important part. After listening to all this information, what can we do? There are a lot of ways we can help. Open windows instead of using air conditioner, turning off lights when you're not using them. We use scrap paper, use both sides of the paper. Even these speech cards are made from scrap paper. On roads where I live, there are rarely bicycles. Our roads are full of cars. I strongly suggest you to ride a bike or take a bus instead of driving a car, because a bus can take many people and it uses as much the same energy as cars. Then there will be less cars. Also, it's very likely that tomorrow you'll think, oh, climate change. There are other people in the world. Why me? No matter my choice, nothing is going to change. Because it is hard to see how our actions affect the big picture. People always talk about how they'll save the planet, but they never do it. Even I, standing in front of you, begging you to make changes, have the same problem. But if one person does something, it may not seem to make such a difference. But you can also talk to others about changes you're making, post them on social media, and then they'll be more likely that other people will do something. But if nobody does anything, then nothing will happen. This is how it works. What do you think? Do you think we can make this world a better place for everybody? Thank you.